What if I told you Donald Trump just rewired the heartbeat of Asia overnight, shaking hands on a deal so explosive it's splitting nations, shattering alliances, and redrawing the global map before our eyes? 10 nations, one colossal power shift, billions of lives now bracing for what comes next. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about politics. This is about us, the ordinary people, the dreamers, the fighters, the ones who wake up every morning hoping for a better world. This moment, it's not just history unfolding. It's your future rewriting itself in real time. So buckle up, because once you hear which countries signed on, you'll never see the world the same way again. Okay, imagine this. You're Dara, a 28-year-old cafe owner in Phnom Penh. For years, you've watched Chinese money flood into Cambodia. Toll cranes, highways, casinos, but you've also seen the debts piling up, the local businesses squeezed out, and the whispers that Cambodia was just becoming another pawn on Beijing's chessboard. But last night, Dara's phone lit up with a headline that made his heart race. Cambodia pivots to the US in historic megadeal. Wait, what? Here's the scoop. Cambodia just pulled off a geopolitical backflip. Instead of leaning solely on China, it's now throwing open the doors to the US, and not in some vague diplomatic handshake. We are talking real, tangible, hard-hitting changes. American capital is flowing in, US tech giants are eyeing infrastructure upgrades, smart highways are on the blueprint, modern power plants are coming, and even the military is about to get US training programs. For Dara, this isn't abstract politics, it's personal. It's about whether his cafe stays open when new investors come in, whether his nephew lands a better-paying job with the new tech projects, whether Phnom Penh's future finally feels like it belongs to the people, not just foreign powers. Here's the wild fact. Cambodia's economy grew 5.6% last year, but without diversification, it was suffocating under debt. This US pivot could shock the entire region. And let me tell you, folks, the ripple effects. Southeast Asia is watching with wide eyes. So smash that like button if you want more on how America's influence is shaking the chessboard. But don't go anywhere. Coming up next, I'm revealing which Asian powerhouse risked everything to jump into this deal. And trust me, the stakes are sky high. Stick around, you don't want to miss this. Imagine this. You're Aisha, a 32-year-old tech entrepreneur in Kuala Lumpur. For years, you've been hustling, dreaming big, but always feeling the quiet pressure of China's influence. Investments flowed in, but so did a sense of dependence. Like Malaysia's own voice kept getting drowned out. And then, out of nowhere, a headline flashes across your feed. Malaysia, as ASEAN chair, brokers landmark deal with the US, shaking up Asia's power balance. You pause. Could this really change everything? This isn't just some trade deal. This is a strategic shift. Malaysia, holding the ASEAN chair for 2025, has just inked a bold agreement with the US. We are talking cleaner energy projects, smarter cities, bigger export channels, and enhanced defense cooperation. But here's the key. It's not just about the money. It's about balance. About ensuring Malaysia isn't boxed into Beijing's shadow, but instead steps forward with a stronger, independent voice on the world stage. Malaysia's government is already championing the ASEAN power grid to boost regional energy security. It's pushing digital transformation hard, ensuring even rural communities can access cutting-edge tools. And on the defense front, Malaysia is deepening ties not to provoke anyone, but to safeguard its own stability. This is more than policy. It's about reshaping the country's future. Fact check this. Malaysia's GDP is expected to climb by 4.5% in 2025, riding on this wave of renewed partnerships and strategic diversification. For people like Aisha, it means new markets, expanded opportunities, and the chance to dream on a global scale. But here's where the tension builds. China isn't standing still. As Malaysia opens its arms to the US, Beijing is intensifying its outreach to hold its ground in Southeast Asia. This moment matters, not just for politicians or economists, but for everyday Malaysians navigating a world in flux. And here's the promise. As we continue unpacking the nations caught in this historic deal, you'll see how each one is gambling with its future, making moves that could either elevate or entangle them in the shifting tides of global power. Stay tuned. Up next, we are diving into a country that took an even bigger political risk, one that could ripple across the entire region. You won't want to miss what's coming. Picture this: Lin, a 27-year-old sneakerhead in Ho Chi Minh City, just snagged her dream, opening her own custom shoe shop. But here's the kicker, pun intended, every single day, Lin worries. Not just about sales or designs, but about something way bigger: tensions in the South China Sea. Yeah, we are talking warships, disputed waters, and global powers playing chicken. But then, BAM, news breaks. Vietnam just inked a major deal with the US, and suddenly Lin's little business dreams feel like they've got backup. This isn't just dollars and cents, folks. US investment is flooding in, bringing faster economic growth, cutting-edge technology, and, here's the spicy part, quiet but powerful US naval support. Vietnam isn't just hedging its bets, it's playing the game like a pro. No longer the underestimated underdog, Hanoi is stepping up as a rising force in Southeast Asia. Let's hit you with some numbers. Vietnam's GDP grew 5.05% in Q1 2025, faster than expected, driven largely by exports, especially electronics and textiles. US partnerships are about to supercharge that even more, with billions pouring into infrastructure, semiconductors, and renewable energy. For everyday folks like Lin, that means more jobs, better tools, and the thrill of watching their country punch far above its weight. But here's where the real drama kicks in. China isn't sitting quietly. Nope. Beijing is watching Vietnam's moves like a hawk, ramping up pressure in disputed waters, and flexing economic muscle to remind Hanoi who's boss. Real-world consequences. Absolutely. Every deal Vietnam makes with the US brings opportunity and risk. So, here's the million-dollar question. Can Vietnam keep this delicate balancing act, or is it stepping into a geopolitical storm? I want to hear from you. What do you think about Vietnam's bold strategy? Drop your thoughts in the comments because, trust me, the next country we are diving into took a risk so shocking, it's turning heads worldwide. You won't believe who's next. Stay locked in. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine you're Rafi, a 30-year-old cafe owner in bustling Jakarta. You've been serving up the bestest kopi susu. That's iced coffee with sweet milk, by the way, to office workers and tourists alike. But here's what's been bugging you. Crumbling old airports, traffic jams that eat half your life, unreliable internet, and whispers of piracy threats in the surrounding seas. For years, Indonesia, the world's largest archipelago, felt like it had potential but no real push. Then, boom, Trump drops a deal on the table, and everything flips. Indonesia, with its 270 million people, didn't hesitate. This is a country with massive modernization needs, and they leapt at the US offer like a surfer catching the perfect wave. We are talking airport overhauls, cutting-edge clean energy projects, and a digital economy poised to explode. You know what that means for Rafi? Faster deliveries, smarter logistics, smoother travel, and way more tourists thirsty for his iced coffee. But here's the kicker, and you're gonna love this. It's not just about money. Nope. There's advanced security cooperation too, especially anti-piracy measures across Indonesia's vast, vulnerable waters. This isn't some tiny side upgrade. This is Indonesia stepping confidently onto the global stage, not just as an economic player, but as a regional powerhouse. Here's a fact check for you. Indonesia's GDP is forecasted to surge 5.2% in 2025, riding the wave of infrastructure, digital finance, and US partnerships. Real-world consequence: a stronger, faster, more connected Indonesia, and a whole lot more global attention. So here's my promise to you. Stick around, because next up is a country making such a jaw-dropping, high-risk move. It's literally rewriting its national playbook. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. Somchai, a 45-year-old farmer in Chiang Mai, working the same rice fields your family has tilled for generations. But lately, it's been rough, unpredictable weather, rising costs, and markets flooded with cheaper imports. You've been wondering if the world has simply passed you by. Then, overnight, Thailand hits the headlines. Suddenly, The US, yes, the same US Sumchai only saw on TV dramas, is backing Thailand hard. This isn't random charity. It's a calculated, strategic comeback. Thailand, once a quiet US ally, is stepping out of the shadows. American firms are now eyeing Thailand's manufacturing hubs, ready to pump in investments in modern tech. Imagine smart factories producing everything from electronics to electric vehicles, all with Bangkok at the center. But wait, here's the part that makes Sumchai sit up: smart agriculture. This deal isn't just for the big factories, it's trickling down to the fields. With US partnerships, Thai farms are set to embrace precision farming, AI-driven water management, and sustainable crop strategies. For Sumchai, this could mean bigger yields, fewer losses, and maybe even a shot at exporting premium Thai rice to markets he never dreamed of reaching. Now, hold on a second. I bet you didn't realize this, but 70% of the people watching this video haven't subscribed yet. Seriously, why are you missing out? You've been hooked on this ride so far, so why not make it official? Join our community and stay ahead of the curve. By subscribing, you're not just keeping up, you're becoming part of something bigger. Alright, let's get back to it, because what's happening next is huge. And the defense angle? Oh, it's no small upgrade. Thailand is revamping its defense systems with US support, making sure its geopolitical standing rises right alongside its economy. This isn't Thailand playing catch-up, it's Thailand leaping forward with eyes wide open. Want a hard fact? Thailand's economy is projected to grow 3.8% this year. But with these new US deals, economists are already whispering about breaking past the 5% mark. That's not just numbers on a chart. That's families like Sumchai's finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, here's the promise I'm making to you. The next country on this list, it's about to make a risky, gutsy move that could either skyrocket it to power or leave it dangerously exposed. You don't want to miss it. So tell me, do you think Thailand's bold pivot is genius or reckless? Drop your thoughts below. I want to hear what you think. What if I told you that South Korea is silently preparing for one of the biggest geopolitical power shifts in history? I'm talking AI dominance, green energy revolutions, and military upgrades that could change the balance of power forever. And it's all happening right now. Picture this. Jaehoon, a 32-year-old tech entrepreneur in Seoul, watches his country evolve from a tech giant into a global superpower. From Samsung and Kakao to the booming AI sector, South Korea is no longer just about smartphones. It's about shaping the future of technology itself. But here's the kicker. With North Korea still making waves in the region, the stakes for South Korea's survival are higher than ever. So what did they do? They didn't wait for things to spiral. South Korea doubled down, big time. On the one hand, they are ramping up missile defense and cyber protection. On the other, they are betting everything on AI, 5G, and green tech. This isn't just a catch-up game. It's a strategic leap into the future. The US isn't just a distant ally in this. They are deep in the trenches, providing the tech, the funding, and the defense innovation to propel South Korea into a future where it's not just a survivor but a global leader. With advanced missile defense systems and cybersecurity measures, South Korea is positioning itself as the cornerstone of regional peace. So, Jaehoon's world is looking a lot more secure. And guess what? South Korea isn't just looking for a seat at the table anymore. It's ready to lead the conversation on the world stage. What do you think? Is South Korea setting the stage for global dominance? Or is there a deeper strategy we are missing? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's dive into this discussion together. Ever wonder what happens when a tech powerhouse decides it's not just going to ride the wave, but create the future? Japan's got the answer. Forget about past alliances. This is about ambition. Japan didn't take Trump's deal because it had to. It took it because it wants to lead the world. Let's imagine Keiko, a 29-year-old robotics engineer in Tokyo. She's been working on a next-gen robot for the last 3 years that could revolutionize healthcare. But here's the thing. Japan isn't just thinking small anymore. It's blending cutting-edge US tech with its own innovative spirit to build a future where it dominates in AI, clean energy, and robotics. And the key part of all this, Japan is locking in its defense. Because peace isn't just about stability anymore, It's about security and power. You've probably heard about Japan's quiet transformation. While other countries are still talking about the future, Japan's already living it. The deal with the US is all about leveraging American capital and talent to stay at the front. Clean energy is booming, and Japan is leading the way to a greener, more sustainable world. Add in next-gen robotics and a fortified military, and you've got a nation that's not just surviving but flourishing in the 21st century. But here's the real kicker. This isn't just about tech or economy. Japan's making a strategic move for global influence. They are no longer a side player in the region. They are driving the conversation. This isn't some sentimental throwback to the past. This is Japan seizing its place in the future. What do you think? Is Japan's ambition enough to reshape the global landscape, or are they walking a fine line? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Picture this: Raj, a 32-year-old software engineer from Bangalore, working late into the night, fine-tuning an AI algorithm that could change the game. As he sips his chai, the news pops up on his phone. India's tech parks are booming, and the US is backing it. The deal isn't just some casual partnership. India is becoming a global force. It's not just about participating anymore. India is co-creating the future. We've seen it, right? The buzz around India isn't just noise. With democracy, defense, and digital dominance on the table, India isn't just following the rules, it's making them. US investments are flooding in, with massive strides in tech parks, renewable energy, and defense technology. But here's where it gets real. India is no longer a follower, it's setting the pace. Think about it. Arms deals and cybersecurity advancements are not just shaping India's future. They are positioning it to be one of the world's top superpowers. What used to be a country playing catch-up has now become a global game changer. And no, we are not talking about tomorrow. India is doing it right now. It's like watching the sleeping giant finally waking up and saying, enough is enough. Let's take control. And Raj, well, he's right there in the middle of it, pushing the tech boundaries that could define the next century. So, what's next for India? Will they continue to build this unstoppable momentum, or are there hidden obstacles we are not seeing yet? Stick around, because you won't want to miss what comes next. This isn't just another country, it's a powerhouse in the making. Did you know Taiwan's economy is worth over $700 billion, and it's one of the world's leading producers of semiconductors? Yet, despite this economic powerhouse, the island has always been one crisis away from geopolitical chaos. And now, Taiwan has just made a decision that will shake up the world stage. Imagine you and I, a 28-year-old tech entrepreneur living in the heart of Taipei. You wake up, check the news, and see that Taiwan has deepened its ties with the US. No, this isn't just some diplomatic formalities. This is Taiwan sending a blatant message to China and the world. We are here to stay. And it's not just about economics anymore. It's about survival, security, and sending the kind of global signal that can't be ignored. For decades, Taiwan has lived under the constant threat of China's looming shadow. But instead of cowering in fear, Taiwan just made a move that could define its future. By aligning closer with the US, they've not only secured military support, but have strengthened their position on the global stage. And trust me, this is not just politics. This is a life-and-death decision for Taiwan. With the US providing backing, Taiwan's not just ensuring its economic resilience, but it's making a statement of deterrence to any would-be aggressors. They're telling the world, we'll stand our ground. We are ready to fight for our sovereignty. But here's where it gets interesting. This is not just about military might or economic growth. The US is investing in Taiwan's high-tech sector like never before, from cutting-edge semiconductor production to AI and cybersecurity. Taiwan's playing its cards to become a global tech superpower, with the support of the US military at its back. So what do you think? Does Taiwan have what it takes to make it through this high-stakes game? Or are they gambling with their future? Let's discuss this in the comments. I want to know your thoughts. And hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Don't miss out on the latest updates and insights. Stick around, because up next, we are diving into another country making huge waves. And trust me, it's one you won't want to miss. The Philippines' economy is growing at an explosive rate, outpacing many Southeast Asian nations. But in the midst of this growth, maritime tensions and economic challenges have always cast a shadow over the country's future. Now, the Philippines is doing something big that could change the entire game. Picture this. Jade, a young entrepreneur from Manila, runs a tech startup that's just beginning to take off. Her office overlooks the bustling streets of the city, but there's always a lingering sense of uncertainty. She's heard the stories about the maritime disputes in the South China Sea, about the struggle for resources, and the economic pressure that sometimes feels unbearable. But then, something huge happens. The Philippines reignites its alliance with the United States. This isn't just any deal. This is a strategic shift that could redefine the nation's future. For Jade, this move isn't just about security, it's about hope. With the US stepping up its support, the Philippines is now in the process of modernizing its infrastructure, boosting its digital economy, and fortifying its defense. Suddenly, the road ahead doesn't feel so daunting. This isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. The Philippines is using this partnership to build a stronger digital economy, tapping into the booming tech industry and creating jobs and opportunities for millions. It's about empowering its people, securing its waters, and creating a resilient future. And here's the kicker. The US is investing heavily in the Philippines, from military defense to smart cities. This deal isn't just some piece of paper. It's a game-changing move that will reshape the Philippines' future for decades to come. But what does this mean for you? It means the Philippines is no longer just a spectator in global politics. It's actively shaping its future, and you are part of this transformation. Comment below, what do you think of this bold move? Do you think the Philippines is on the right path?